News OK Sports Desk at Opubco. I'm Mike Sherman, and this is Thunder Cover. Thunder Cover is driven by Byford Buick GMC. Nobody treats you better than Byford. I'm here with our Thunder beat writer Darnell Mayberry, and we're talking about the Thunder's long road trip, or it seems long anyway, which included Thursday night's loss on TNT to the Sacramento Kings. Darnell, after that game and during that game, the TNT guys, who lots of folks, lots of NBA fans think are really entertaining, they took a lot of exception to the way the Thunder's playing. We're very critical of Oklahoma City. Do they have a point?
In some ways, they have a point. I think, it's sort of one game. You can't read too much into one game. But some of these things have happened all season. The turnovers, the offensive rebounds that they're giving up, the half-court offense that Charles Barkley, Oklahoma City's favorite analyst, really loves to harp on. It hasn't been crisp this season, and it caught up to them against the Kings. They ended up losing by 5 against a team that they really should have beaten.
Darnell, the Thunder's got all these scoring options in Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. That's a lot of points, but that's only 3 players. The TNT analysts, especially Barkley, talked about they don't have another option, they don't have a scoring option. Who's going to score on the second team? Is that something that could be a fatal flaw for this team?
Well, the depth really was something that was one of this team's biggest strengths with Eric Maynor in there. Now with him out and Reggie Jackson being the backup point guard to Russell Westbrook, a lot of people are questioning how this is going to work. And now I think James Harden is really the only guy who's creating in that second unit now. You had Eric Maynor and James Harden. Now it's a one-man show with just James Harden. I think that's really hurt the Thunder. They've become one-dimensional, much like the first string with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook creating all the shots. Now James Harden is the only one creating in that second unit. And I think that is a growing problem for the Thunder. They've been able to overcome it so far, but it's something to keep your eye on going forward.
2 guys out, one permanently, the other temporarily, they hope. Eric Maynor, Thabo Sefolosha. Whose presence is missed most right now?
No doubt about it. It's Thabo Sefolosha. What he brings defensively can really change a game for this Thunder team. Eric Maynor was getting less and less responsibility with the emergence of James Harden in terms of the ball being in Harden's hands. Thabo Sefolosha is a guy who doesn't need the ball to be effective. He can lock down the other team's best scorer, and the Thunder's really missing that. You saw that against Tony Parker in San Antonio. You saw that against Monte Ellis in Golden State. Those 2 guys went off for 42 and 48 points respectively. Thabo Sefolosha, I think, could have done a little something to limit those guys.
Thanks, Darnell. That's all for this edition of Thunder Cover, driven by Byford Buick GMC. Nobody treats you better than Byford.